Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything Ham Radio. My name is Curtis, and today we're going to be talking about hamradioprep.com, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything Ham Radio. My name is Curtis, my call sign is Kilo 5 Charlie Lima Mike, and today we're going to be doing a review of the hamradioprep.com study guide website. But before we get into that, please make sure you click on the subscribe button down at the bottom of the screen and click the bell icon so you don't miss anything. I've got a lot of stuff coming up over the next month or so that I think will really interest you. Okay, I do want to mention before we get started with this though, I was approached by the makers of the hamradioprep.com website to do this review. They had seen one of the videos that I had done before on study guides and reviews on them, and they asked me to do this review. So they did give me a code to get the technician class for free. So I just want to be upfront with everybody on that. So let's go ahead and get started looking at this online course. Okay, so first up, let's look at the video that I did on my phone right here, and I look at the actual website. So this class, they say it's good for new hams, renewing your license if you want to, kind of go over it again, or upgrading to general. They do not have a extra class course yet. I don't know if they're working on one or not, but that's probably the first negative on this website. They do say they have over 3,000 happy users of this, customer support, and you're also guaranteed to pass, money back guarantee, no question asked. Now there is some reviews that some people that give them kind of showing right here, and from the ones that I read, they said they did very well with it. Thank you for letting us do it, and so on like that. So it appears that there are plenty of people out there that have taken it and did pass their class. So the prices for the technician class only is $25. Same thing for the general. For the online course, for the technician and the general by itself is $25. They do have a bundle package you can get for $35. They'll give you both the tech and the general. So if you're going to do this website, definitely go for the $35 package because you're going to have this forever. You can take as many practice tests as you want. You can read over this as much as you want. Your subscription will never expire as of right now. Now, they do have some FAQs down at the bottom of this page, and one of them is how much do you have to study to take your test. 10 hours is a pretty good number for your technician and your general. Extra, of course, is going to be a little bit more, probably about 20 hours of study time for your extra class. So 10 for technician, 10 for general, 20 together, and then 20 for your extra class. They do have a couple of blog posts on there as well, how to find a test to take, which you simply can go to the ARRL. Okay, so let's go on with the actual study material. Now each one of them will have a short video like you're seeing right here on the screen. This is for section 5, and it talks about electrical components and stuff like that. The videos themselves are anywhere between a minute, minute and a half to about 2.5 minutes, and typically they only cover 1 or 2 things of that section, which I really think they need to expand on. I think that these videos need to be to a point where it covers everything in that section, not just kind of touching on 1 or 2 things. Because people are different learning styles. Some people learn by looking. Some people learn by listening. Some people learn by doing. People are going to be different learning techniques. And having these videos on the beginning is great, but it just doesn't cover enough on there. Also, I think some of the illustrations on the video could be better. There's one of them on here, I think it's number 4, where it talks about a ferrite choke, and they used a little figure of 2 men, and one of them was doing a Heimlich maneuver. And of course the thing was, think of choking, but I think it would have been better to show an actual picture of a ferrite choke and show them what it actually looks like. Okay, so here you're seeing the actual text of the of this section, and as I scroll through here, you can see there's so much more that's covered in this section, other than just Ohm's law, which what the video had. It has AC and DC voltage and current, stuff like that. It talks about alternating current and direct current, frequency, stuff like that. It talks about conductors and insulators or inductors. It talks about doing math, how to convert the metric system, how to go from a watt to a kilowatt or a microvolt to a volt. It talks about how to change all that, and nothing of that was shown in the video. It also goes on to talk about several different things, and as you're scrolling through here, or as I'm scrolling through here rather, you'll see it goes on to so much more. It talks about decibels, and the things that it talks about in here is great. I really like the way that it is laid out in the text. I like that they use a more conversational type thing to tell you the answers, and as you look through here, you can see the blue letters are the actual answers to whatever questions there are. I don't like when you have a practice test or practice site that just has questions and then the available answers, and you had to choose them. Doing it this way, one, you won't ever have to worry about reading the wrong answer. You're only going to read the right answer, but it also puts it in like a conversational format where it's going to have a little easier time to for your brain to retain it and stuff like that. Okay, so it also goes on to talk about circuits, and as you can see, none of that except for Ohm's law was talked about in the video, which, like I said, I think should be something that is expanded on. Now, this lesson, it has a matching game on it. I really like this matching game. I'd gone through the first 5 lessons, and this is the first time I saw it. I think something like this maybe should be included in every one of them, not just certain ones. And it needs to have a little bit more explanation as to what's going on. It just said matching or something like that, or match the correct answers, and that's all it did. It didn't tell you tap on the correct answers or anything. I think maybe more explanation might have been more useful to the person that's actually taking this exam. I did finally do it, and did it in 37.2 seconds. So it is a really neat little thing, and it'll tell you if it's right, it'll disappear. If it's wrong, it'll give a little red box or a little orange box or something like that to tell you that it's wrong. So after you do that, you go into the practice test. Each section has a 10-question quiz on what was covered in that section. Now, it gives you the question, and it gives you 4 possible answers. You select the one that you want and click confirm, and it'll show whether if it's green, it'll show a green box, and it'll show down the bottom, yes, you got the correct answer. The correct answer was this. If you get it wrong, like here, it's going to have a red box, and then it's going to have a little green check mark to show you the correct answer, and then down at the bottom it says incorrect, this was the correct answer. But it doesn't go further, which I think it should go on to say this is why it was wrong, this is why the answer, such and such answer, is correct. It needs to be a little bit more other than just saying this was wrong, here's the correct answer. I intentionally failed this test that you see here with a 30% to see what would happen, to see if it would let me go on, or if it would send me back to the text of the lesson. It does show you all the ones that you got wrong, and it gives you the option to continue or to retake the test. So I'm going ahead and retake the quiz. It just takes you back to the quiz to retake it. It doesn't do anything more. So this time I intentionally failed it again. I wanted to see if it would let me continue, or if it would say, I'm sorry, you have to pass this test. Well, it does let you continue. It lets you go on, which I don't like. I think that if you fail it, especially if you fail it miserably, you know, if you make like a 60 or a 70, okay, yeah, maybe go on. But if you fail it with a 10 or a 30 like I did on these, I think it should make you go back to the text of the video and start that whole section over. Now, you do have the option to manually do it. If you go up to the top, if you're doing this on your phone, there's 3 little white lines up at the very top, and you can go on there and you can choose where you want to go, what section you want to go to, what subsection you want to go to, and you can actually go in there and go to that section, go to the review of it or the actual lesson part of it, and manually select where you want to go. Again, I think that if you fail it, it should make you go back and restudy it, especially if you fail it miserably. But it doesn't. You have to manually select it, which is something else that I think really should be looked at on this website. So, all in all, pros of this website. It is laid out very well. It's a decent price point. They lay it out in a format where it's conversational rather than just question and answer, so you never have to worry about getting the wrong, reading the wrong answer to the question. All of the correct answers are highlighted in green, which makes it really nice. It has the technician and general class at a reduced price, which is really nice as well. It's very easy to take the technician and the general together. The extra might be a little bit more. Might be a little bit more difficult, rather. The cons of this website. The cons is it doesn't have extra already. I think they really need to focus on getting the extra up and getting that online ASAP. You know, nowadays more people are taking the technician, general, and extra at the same time, and you're losing out a lot of people going to this website and taking this course if you don't have the extra on there. Second con, the videos are very short. They only have 1 or 2 topics of the actual meat of the lesson. And the illustrations, while they're decent, they could probably be a little bit better. Maybe explain it a little bit more. The actual quizzes at the end of it, when you're taking it, I think the explanation as to why you got a wrong answer needs to be looked at. When you get an answer wrong, explain why whatever question is correct. Maybe not so much whenever you get the correct answer, but you know, you can even have that option. You know, tap on it and it opens up another window, or opens up a little window or something explaining why this was the correct answer or why the other answer was correct. I think that needs to be looked at. All in all, I probably give this website, out of 5 stars, probably a 3. There are other websites out there that have basically the same format, have the extra already, and that are maybe set up a little bit more. This website is a good start. I think it has a lot of room to grow. So I wouldn't necessarily say don't go to this website, but it is a learning, it does do a fairly decent job at passing your technician and your general test, and it is a decent price point. So all in all, like I said, probably 3 stars that I'd give this website. If they were to go in there and do some of the things that I talked about, I would probably bump it up to more, to 4 or 5, even 5 stars. But it still has room to grow. It still has some stuff that it needs to get done before I can go any more than 3 stars. But at $25, you really can't go wrong. I mean, that's the price of a book. So whether you go to this one, or whether you go to one of the other ones that I've reviewed, or whether you just study from a book or whatever, either way you're going to get your license. And I hope that y'all take this as my opinion only. And like I said, I was given a free code to review this, so I'm not getting any payment other than the free course to look at it. But take my opinion as you will, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well as click the bell icon. So like I said, I do have plenty of stuff coming up. Next month I am planning on, in September, I'm planning on doing a whole bunch of youth videos as well. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of those. So until next time, y'all, thank y'all very much for watching this review on hamradioprep.com, and I will see you later. 73.